In searching for cars, um, I kind of took a leap of faith on the ISF, even though I wasn't totally ready yet. But I really wanted one for a while, especially since the Straight Pipes made the video about the car, and so I just did a little bit of looking to see, kind of going down the rabbit hole of determining whether it was a right fit for me. Um, it's always a good idea. It seems like Car Gurus is a pretty good resource, but also went to Auto Trader. I'm going to show you the main difference. Let's just see cars.com for reference. And for fun, I actually went to Cars and Bids. Now, Cars and Bids is a new resource created by Doug DeMuro. He's a YouTuber, so I thought it was a little fun. So I was looking at different cars, assuming I didn't find my ISF, the ISF that I wanted for the right price, the right everything more or less. Because I didn't want a car that needed to work. I didn't want to worry about that. I didn't want to ruin the kind of the dream of the car that I wanted. So I was kind of looking around, started here, and it's always fun to look at cars that I can't afford yet. Keyword can't afford yet, because at one point in time I wasn't able to afford the Lexus ISF, but did end up getting that. I was looking at Corvettes, as you can see. This one, granted, has 7 days left and it's low miles, so it'll probably go for maybe $35,000-$40,000, given that it's a Z06. But yeah, it was kind of fun looking on this website. I had a hunch that I wouldn't find my car, but if I found another car that I was interested in, that would have been great too. So Cars and Bids, and then I came to Car Gurus is always my first resource, but I went to cars.com as well to take a look. Didn't have a max price, just did some random. Let's see here, Lexus, ISF, and I did all miles because originally I was doing around me, and mind you, I did Facebook Marketplace too, but there was only one, and they wanted $25,000, and it just wasn't for me. Ironically, they removed a bunch of custom work. I think there was custom lip, custom spoiler, custom wheels, that type of stuff, and lowered the price to about $21,000. And I didn't see it on there anymore, so kind of wondering if they traded it in or kind of just gave up altogether. But cars.com is a good resource. Only it's all relative because it's a rare car, quote unquote. But I was looking on here. I think I've seen this one. I think this one's been on here for a while. A lot of these cars are on here for a while because it takes somebody that really appreciates the Lexus for what it is and appreciates the ISF for what it is. So this is really, it's relatively low miles, but I feel like it's kind of high, seeing as this one only has a little, right around 16,000 more miles. Is that 16? Yeah. So it's a stone's throw away, and it's quite a bit more. Granted, different color, probably has, might not be spec'd out the exact same, but I think red would be more desirable anyway. It was a 2010, 40,000 miles, only 1 year difference. Granted, the 2011s had some upgrades too, like the beautiful gauge cluster, that type of stuff. So that's something to look out for. But this one's 36. This one's 35. Lower miles. Unless the gauge cluster is a big deal to you, this is a pretty good pretty good deal by comparison. And then you get into the 2008 vehicles. To me, like, this is a pretty good deal because it's 2012. Really nice looking. Kind of, I wouldn't say look at the perfect car. Look at the transparency of people like selling these cars. This is a nice looking car for sure. Custom tips, maybe custom exhaust altogether. But one of the issues that I had with mine was that it wasn't put on correctly. So it was kind of hanging at some point, cracking my bumper a little bit, and then it dragged it down a little bit. So something to look out for, just proper fitment. I can't tell if there's some damage to the headlights. Again, this isn't. I'm not being super nitpicky, but this is something to look out for this car. Has the front parking sensors. Minor accident. It seems to be a theme too. There's a lot of ISFs that have some damage or history of car accidents, that type of stuff. And then V-line taillights. That's the same taillights that I have. Pretty common. OEM headlights redone by Aaron Weiss. So I don't know if I was looking at the headlight correctly or if it was just, I don't know. It just looked weird to me. But halo headlights, that's kind of cool, but kind of, BMW trademark. Not my style, but nice seats, well kept. Just the obvious things. Like, my seats are surprisingly well kept, given that the car was driven 200,000 miles. So there's one page here. So then I went to Auto Trader for another reference point. I like how cars that come in Auto Trader have them laid out. It's ISF, something completely different. And again, had to do any distance because you have to be willing to drive unless you're in California or like New York. I've seen a lot of cars on the West Coast and East Coast, a lot of southern cars. That was really nice. This one's very similar to mine. Lower miles significantly. And then has the same headlights. I mean, basically everything is the same. 2 years difference and everything is the same with the exception of the these buttons here are changed. Basically, this whole layout is different. I think it's a lot cleaner on the 2010s. Same layout. LSC and then some other differences, very minor differences, but and there's some cool, like, slightly modified cars like this one. That bumper, you'll hate it or love it. You got the steering wheel. This one doesn't have the navigation and a nice setup there, which is okay if you're somebody that's gonna swap that out. Mine is just a black, piece of plastic, more or less. Nice wheels. Exhaust is done. Well kept, well managed. Intake. These cars are really nitpicky about their intake too. I've heard of a lot of issues with people getting check engine lights and stuff like that. Exhaust is done. Texas car, really clean. Mine came from California, so that was very promising. Even though I'm putting it through salt. Rear diffuser, aftermarket lip, aftermarket. Yeah, hate it or love it. I don't really like that, but kind of nice. I think these are aftermarket taillights as well. But this is the most popular. And then you end up like me, who ends up finding really, really nice examples for. I think I would have still preferred mine, even though it has quite a few thousand miles more. Tan interior, different wheels, but that blue is amazing. This is something that's being done for my car. Nice to see that they're well kept. Um, but ultimately, I mean, 2008 to 2010 really isn't that much of a difference in terms of the price that I've noticed, unless it's like dramatically different miles. Um, yeah, but this is a really nice example. Mine has the blue blue deal here, but realistically, it's kind of hard to say. This is a really nice blue. You really, to put it simply, you really should go with what you feel is best for you. Because again, like the interior isn't that different, except for the radio and whatnot. This part right here, so that's something to look out for. Uh, come to think about it, I probably would have gone with this car if I had waited a bit, but I'm happy with my car regardless. And there's some really great examples like this blue. I forgot what they call it, USB or something like that. Ultrasonic blue, if I'm not mistaken. That's a really nice example though, but I think I drove 1,100 miles, so this would have been right around the same ballpark. If you get lucky, you could see the auto check too. Really good score as well. No accidents. It looks like. Let's see if it has any history. Emissions. So that's something else. Like they have to keep up with emissions in some states, so it's something to keep in mind. If they had to keep up with that, then they probably kept up with a lot of maintenance. To an extent, at least to keep check engine lights off. But really nice car, really nice blue. And then, see, it starts becoming a big difference because this is 140,000 miles. I like to round, and I think this is a little much, 24.5. At 140, gotta start looking at maybe 22, 25, 22.5. Because again, this is because assuming you traveled to Miami, no less, than to California, I believe. If I remember correctly, it's in California. It's been sitting for a while. Less miles, significantly, 25. Just do your homework. This is where it starts getting a little ridiculous. This is 2012. It's modified, I believe. Just cosmetically modified and probably some other modifications. But I mean, this is a cluster that I was talking about. It looks really nice. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal, so I was totally happy with getting an older car that didn't have it. But and then Cargoos is a little bit more complicated when doing that search, because you have to come down here, and it's essentially trim, which is strange because it's really I wouldn't necessarily consider it a trim. This car's been sitting for a while. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one has a salvage. Nope, theft. So I mean, technically salvage. Wouldn't bother a lot of people, but a salvage title car might bother the bank. and this one's been sitting for a while too. It's been kind of heavily modified. I was looking at this one. Um, it's personal preference, so this is another reason why it's been sitting. This done pretty well. There's a front lip too. The wheels are different, wide body, but they drilled. So again, some people aren't going to like that. The exhausts are extremely large. Rear diffuser, which is removable, no problem. I don't know if that's a wrap. It looks like a wrap. I mean, all in all, it looks nice, but I don't think that a lot of people would like all the modifications to the car itself. This is going to take somebody special to buy it. It also looks wrapped, in fact. As you can tell, it just looks like a weird matte. I don't know if it's plastic dip or wrapped. It's kind of hard to say. But definitely a lot of options out there. If you can find one in your area, it's probably best. I don't think. I mean, it was quite the experience flying out to get the car, but it's really. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that again. At least not as impulsively. The other thing I factored in, okay, so there was the really nice one in Texas. Let's see, it was Auto Trader. So we'll bring it up again here. So it's a really nice one, but it's a private seller. So say you're interested. You don't know this person. They don't know you. They don't owe you anything. They might be interested in selling the car, but what if, they have a busy life, they have a busy schedule, you fly down, they're busy for 3 days, they didn't inform you, it's an emergency, whatever the case may be. You're going to be stuck wherever you are before you can actually see the car. And then it's going to be a huge headache. Might have to call off work, miss work, extra. I did this in like 2-3 days or something. I think it was 2 days because I slept at a hotel. It ended up getting kind of crappy towards the end because of the suspension. It's a little rough on the ISF. But this is a perfect example. If you could find something that's has receipts, struts were done, front brake pads and rotors done by the dealership. If you can get receipts for that, then it would be an awesome car. Modifications kind of gotta be careful because the last car I showed you that was heavily modified. That one has NOS, which is if not done correctly, could easily destroy the car. So something to look out for. But there's options out there, and I think it's definitely a nice car. I would definitely buy it again. Don't know how long I'll have it, but I'm hoping to have it for a long time.